What's going on out there? It is Tuesday, January 29th, and this is the 10th episode of the 2Close2Call podcast with Miho and Pags. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. We got a real solid episode lined up for you here, but none of it is possible without our sponsor, the Ram King, the best there is in the t-shirt business. If you guys haven't reached out yet to the Ram King or to us to talk about the Ram King, you're missing out on a golden opportunity. He's the best t-shirt company in the business. Visit www.theramking.com to get a free quote. He'll give you a free design, give you a look at what you can expect. It'll be quick delivery. He's the easiest to work with, and he's a very, very competitive price. So reach out to us, reach out to him, visit www.theramking.com. In today's episode, we discuss, of course, our favorite number 10s of all time, where Pags hits you with an outside-the-box look at some of his favorite number 10s, and I hit you with an old-school look into mine. We then dive into the breaking news in the NBA, which is Anthony Davis wants out of New Orleans, and he's not going to sign an extension, and he's demanding a trade. We look at what it would take for the Sixers to get him to come to Philadelphia, and ultimately how we think that's probably not going to happen, so we give you where he's going to end up and a glimpse into the future. After that, we dive into All Star Weekend, both across the NHL and NFL. We give our takes on the skills competitions for both leagues, as well as the games themselves and how they've basically turned into a mockery of the sport. We then end with quite a few different prop bets for the big game coming up next Sunday. Give you guys a look into how we think you can make some money. Quite a few easy prop bets in there where I think if you put your money on the right place, you're going to walk away a happy camper. So come on in. As always, guys, we appreciate your ears. We appreciate you listening. Give us a 5-star review and a 5-star rating. We love you.
Coach, you were 5-79 last year. Why the playoff talk?
Well, we made a couple of key trades, and we got the funk.
Oh, well, glory be, the funk's on me, Bobble.
Keep that funk alive. Keep that funk alive.
Well, it's 1975, and we'll just be keeping the funk alive. So what the?
Aloha and welcome to the 10th episode of the 2Close2Call podcast. I'm here with my boy Pags. Your sword all man throwing some axes this past weekend.
Dude, awesome time. I'd never done that before. Shoulders a little tender this morning. Not used to that throwing motion.
We had a lot of fun, man. Everybody got better as the day went on, so I definitely suggest it to all the listeners out there to give it a shot. We went to Bury the Hatchet. Shout out Bury the Hatchet in King of Prussia.
Our boy Keith running the show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was like, for 2 hours, I'm like, all right, is that too much time to throw axes? It was a blast, and girls, guys, everybody loved it.
Yeah, man, I was fucking pissed. Your sister took me out of the tournament round. I was up 8-0. She was on her last throw, had to hit this small fucking dot called the kill shot, and she sticks it in there somehow like sideways hanging off to eliminate me in the semis.
A sliver of the blue.
Unbelievable, right? Then she gets her ass kicked in the finals. I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on.
I didn't even stand a chance.
Once you find your distance, you can get the routine down and start scoring some points. But I like the underhand, kind of like a ninja star, where you just flick it that way. That one's my favorite.
I thought that was going to be fun. I sucked at it. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so cool.
This is not easy.
Not at all.
So, but
no,
anyway, then, like
hell.
I said, the 10th episode here, the 2Close2Call podcast. Crazy, we're already at number 10. I'll lead it off with our annual game we like to play. Who's our favorite number 10? Mine was easy, just because he was one of my favorite hockey players growing up, and one of the reasons why I got into the game. That and my buddy Alexander Smith. Shout out, Alex, if you're listening. But it was the Legion of Doom. Michael Renberg, John LeClair, and Eric Lindros. And John LeClair, the lefty with the fucked up stick at the bottom, dude. He didn't like the bend. He had like one of them up, one of them down, and scored a lot of goals and was just fun to watch. So growing up watching number 10 skate around, I had him on a poster in my room. It's probably fucking still up in my room. So, but one of the reasons why I got into the game for sure.
I remember playing like NHL 97 with those years. Like you couldn't lose. Well, I went a little different route here. because I was having a hell of a time trying to find my favorite number 10. Saw Mo Cheeks, love Mike Bibby.
Bibby, what was that? White chocolate, right?
Dude, him with the freaking Kings, that was just...
He's fucking yoked now, dude. You seen those Instagrams? I'm like, bro, what are you eating?
Ripped up. He could rip somebody's head off.
I love it.
But I actually stumbled upon something else with number 10. Are you ready for this? Because I know your soccer savvy is just as much as me.
Oh, come on. My brother-in-law. I played at Pitt, baby. I'm all about the game. The pitch. Take us to the pitch, Pags.
Well, here you go. I realized when I researched number 10, every single soccer player that I know wears number 10. Messi, Pele. I don't even know what Pele looks like. I just know that that's a name, and I think it was from that movie with Will Ferrell.
Dude, hell yeah, in the video game. I think he had his video game when we were growing up.
I am not a soccer guy, let's just say that. But the fucker that headbutted the guy in the World Cup.
Oh, my man. What's his name?
He wore number 10. Ronaldinho. I know that name.
Yeah, there you go. He's
10.
rich.
He only has one name. He's like Seal or McLovin. You got Wayne Rooney, the Englishman.
A very well-rounded group there in the soccer world. Sporting number 10.
Only other soccer players I know that aren't on this list are Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo. Sorry to all our soccer fans out there. Yeah. So anyway, Kev, switching to another sport, we got some breaking news.
No, that's right. I saw that this morning.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We have Anthony Davis requesting a trade. He wants the hell out of New Orleans.
Dude, New Orleans is a fucking shit show this year.
They lost Cousins. Cousins goes to the Warriors. Anthony Davis is their one shining thing down there. And I guess Drew Holiday, Randall's playing pretty good. I play him in the daily fantasy sometimes, and he seems to get me points. But other than that, I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
Anthony Davis essentially saying, I'm not going to re-sign, even though you can give me the most money, and I want to play for a consistent winner and get me out of town. So he's playing his strong hand here, man. Like a lot of these NBA guys recently requesting out of town, it's like, do they have any leverage? Is it actually going to happen?
Do they have any loyalty to their teams? Even DeMarcus Cousins, when he was in Sacramento, you have these teams that, like, yeah, we're going to draft them, but if we don't have the market to get these other players to come play with these guys, you're screwed. You're never going to win. It's just impossible.
Well, the real question is, should the Sixers make a play for him, or can they make a play for him even?
I would hope so. If I'm the GM of a team that's looking to compete in these coming playoffs, you got to look at every player in the league and be like, can they make us better? And Anthony Davis sure as hell can make the Sixers a better team.
Well, that depends on what you're giving up for him, right? I mean, obviously just adding him for sure, but for a trade, you got to give up something. So I think that's all relative as to what the new team would look like.
Well, I was looking at some things with Cousins and Davis playing together last year, and they both flourished. So I don't think Embiid and Davis would not work on the court. I think they would actually complement each other pretty well because Embiid's the down in the post block player, and Davis can pretty much do everything on the outside.
Would he be comfortable kind of playing that Tim Duncan role to the David Robinson and letting Embiid do his thing by the rim?
I would think so. His elbow touches have gone even higher when Cousins is not on the team. He went from 4.1 elbow touches with Cousins in, where Cousins was in the paint. Now he's at 6.2.
So how did his points differentiate there? Because obviously he's going to get closer to 4 touches again playing with Embiid. What did he average with Cousins? Points, rebounds, assists. What was his line there?
Last year he was averaging about 28 points per game with Cousins. This year he's gone up a little bit more, closer to 30 points per game, about 29.5.
But actually not a huge difference there at all with or without Cousins. Right. So he still got his playing with another big. So putting him next to Embiid essentially should be a very similar situation where he should still get enough touches. In that case, it would only probably affect Simmons because he would even get less touches offensively and distribute even more. But in order to even get Davis and have some of these conversations, what the hell do you think the Sixers would have to give up to get him? Because I'm sure Simmons' name or even Embiid's name is probably floating around there, but those are two untouchables clearly for the Sixers.
when I saw this break, I started jotting down a couple scenarios, looking at the Sixers roster and being like, what would I do? I want to fire a couple at you.
Oh, hit me, baby.
What do you
GM
think?
time. I like it.
So the first one I was thinking, you take Simmons, Fultz, Wilson Chandler, and the Miami Heat 2021 first-round pick.
Yeah, see, it's just Simmons. I mean, when his name's involved, I would axe it right away just because he's still too young to give up on. And then you would just have Davis and Embiid. And I guess in that case, you're trying to re-sign Butler still, but you wouldn't even have a point guard because you're trading Fultz. I would give up everything there but Simmons. So, McConnell's not enough, man. So, I'm not doing that one if I'm the Sixers. I see it as an option for the Pelicans, but as a Sixers GM, I'm nixing that.
Okay, here's one you might like a little bit more. Jimmy Butler. Trade him before the end of the year.
Yeah, he's got to be included in anything we're giving him.
Sixers 2019 first-round pick. Heat first-round pick that they had acquired. And so 2021 is when high school kids can start entering the draft. That's a big pick.
I would do that, and honestly, man, I would even fucking throw Fultz in there if they balked at that one. If you're giving up Butler, which in my instance, to get Davis, you would have to give up Butler, and I'm okay with that because you're still rolling with Simmons, Embiid, and Davis. So you give up Fultz and 2 first-rounders, Butler, Fultz, 2 first-rounders. I don't know, man. Who's saying no to that? Are you saying no as the Pelicans?
You're getting 2 first-round picks. Those are your windows that with smaller markets like that, you're not bringing in bigger people. It's just, is Jimmy Butler going to cause a fucking havoc there, too?
Well, that's the thing on their end, right? You would assume he's probably not going to re-sign with you. So essentially you're getting Fultz and 2 first-round picks, which is why I think you may have to throw Fultz in to sweeten the deal.
Right. That's where I get with my third one here and final one. And I want to know what you think. First as a Pelicans GM, then as a Sixers as Elton Brand. Jimmy Butler, Markelle Fultz, Wilson Chandler, Zaire Smith, Landry Shamet, 2019 first-round pick, the 2021 first-round pick from Miami for Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis.
So as the Pelicans GM, you have to think Butler is not included because he's not going to re-sign with you. Wilson Chandler, I believe, is on a 1-year deal, so he's gone as well. So essentially you're giving up Shamet, Fultz, and 2 first-rounders, and Zaire Smith, which is still not enough to get Holiday and Davis. Maybe if you take Holiday out and do those for Davis, that would be another one that I would be interested in because Zaire Smith's a project. His potential is high, and he can be a defensive athlete for you, and you need those to exceed and especially beat teams like the Warriors. But for Holiday and Davis, it's not going to happen.
Bring Holiday back to Philly, baby.
Right?
I think I had a Holiday shirt back.
Bring MCW back while we're at it. Let's go.
Oh, I hate it. I can't stand MCW. Never bring him back. Dude could not shoot to save his life. So anyway, that's our dream scenario there, but there's also a more likely scenario.
Yeah, where he's actually going to end up, right, dude? I see him joining LeBron out in L.A. with the Lakers. I mean, you give up Kuzma, Ball, Ingram, a pick or two that you have. I think there's enough there for New Orleans to say, hey, that's a young core group of talent, and enough for L.A. and Magic Johnson to say, get the fucking big baller brand out of here and give me an all-star to pair with LeBron. And he's definitely going to sign at least one other guy eventually this offseason or next. And boom, there's your next superpower for the next 3 to 5 years.
KD, LeBron, and Anthony Davis.
Or Kawhi, right? Go KD to New York to the Knicks with Irving. Give me KD and Irving, right? Like, oh, man, it's going to get fucking good.
There's one saving grace. He definitely can't go to Boston this year unless they would trade Kyrie
Why?
for him. Because of that Rose rule. You can't have two. I don't understand the whole entire aspect of it, but essentially is if you give these guys an extra raise that they get off of their rookie contract, you can't have 2 of those guys on the team. It's essentially for the NBA not to stack it. And Kyrie and Anthony Davis are under similar contracts of the Rose rule. So literally they can wait until the summer. And that's where I honestly think is going to happen because 2021 is when Anthony Davis's contract is up. The Pelicans have nothing but time. They're just going to sit and wait this thing out. Anthony Davis and Kyrie are friends, and that is well known that Anthony Davis doesn't have a lot of friends in the NBA, but Kyrie is one of them. So I think that's the move. I think they wait until the summer. Kyrie signs a new contract with the Celtics, takes them off that Rose Rule contract, bringing Anthony Davis in off of a trade in the summer.
And me and you are fucking pissed.
And it's going to suck for the Sixers because they're not going to re-sign
Boston's
Jimmy
going to
Butler.
win it all again after fucking football, baseball, Jesus, title town.
Son of a bitch.
Right? But one thing they're hopefully not going to win this year, and that's the Stanley Cup. So this past weekend was actually All Star Weekend for the NHL, where they had the skills competition. And, hey, it was All Star Weekend for the NFL, too. So I wonder if they chatted and said, hey, there's nothing going on the week before the Super Bowl. Fucking put it in here, right? So I actually enjoy the NHL skills competition, though. Now, the actual game is okay, but the skills competition is where it's at. So did you catch any of that by chance?
Caught a little bit of it. I'm also a big fan of it. It's exciting. It's better than like every other sport. Maybe the home run derby might be a little bit better than watching it, but I just love watching how skilled they are at the puck handling. I love just seeing a bunch of guys rifle a bunch of shots at the goalies. Seeing how fast these dudes can hit a puck is eye-opening.
Yeah, what the guy win it this year at? 102.6, right? Like,
God.
Fucking get out of the way.
I think about catchers. Catchers at least have a mitt catching a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. These pucks are frozen, and they're freaking coming at 102 miles an hour. Good God.
Right, and then I liked watching Connor McDavid fucking fly around the ring for the third year in a row, winning the fastest skater.
He's an impressive dude.
Hey, Boston did win the accuracy shooting, though. David Pastrnak took down the 5 targets in the least amount of times.
I think that's my favorite one, watching them shatter the plates. I love that.
Right, I remember when they used to try to go 4 for 4, and now it's timed, and they put a 5th one in there because fuck those guys.
I remember the video game where you had to shoot at it, and I would always not get lift.
Oh, so hard.
And it would just slide under the bottom target, and I'm like, damn it, get a little air on it.
Like, put it on the fucking ground. Come on. Oh, shit. But yeah, and then anyway, there was the 3-on-3 game the following day, the new format that's only a few years old here. So do you care for that at all, or do you like the old 5-on-5 fucking 17-13 games we used to get?
No, dude, I love the 3-on-3. I think it's awesome. You got all the stars out there playing. What is an average shift? Like a minute?
Probably less at the All-Star game. I mean, it's fucking 2-on-1s going both ways the entire time.
Because awesome.
Whoever comes off the ice as the one defender is changing, and now the forward's fucking hopping on going the other way. It's just up and down, a display of skills, and the goalies are just flailing all over the place. It was actually kind of fun to watch, in my opinion.
But they're trying, is what I'm getting.
They win some money, right? There's some fucking moolah on the line.
Dude, $1 million divided by 11 players? That's like 90 plus grand. I'll take it.
Yeah, hell yeah, right? For a fucking day's work.
Flyers captain, the Metropolitan, take it down, and Drew comes home with a little bit of change.
Buy your wife something nice. Here you go, bub.
Yeah, his wife has the same name as my sister. Pretty wild. Saw that over on the All Star Weekend.
Oh, that's so cool. Sweet, bro. But the NFL is trying to piggyback on the NHL, right? Recently implementing their own skills competition, and I'm not buying this one as much as hockey, that's for sure.
They're trying a little bit too hard. ESPN's like, guys, come check it out. We're going to have them catch balls in staged positions, like one-handed and sideline. I'm like, relay races. This is just fucking dumb. These guys just don't want to get hurt. They're just out there, and they're not even in warm weather. They're in Orlando. Right,
and they had some defenders throwing, like the quarterback drill. I thought that was kind of funny, but I mean, the premise is there, right? Like the skills competition, but take it a step further. Go one-on-ones with something going on. And I liked what they had in years past with the fucking kickers playing tic-tac-toe. I'm like, hey, for the brand, we're getting no love. What's going on?
Yeah. Pat needs to call the league office and be like, hey, get this back, because I love that.
Distance kicks, let them kick from 80 yards, man. Let's fucking see it.
I loved when they had to try to hit the pole, and now it's even kind of funnier that Cody
the double doink. Parky would have been the best.
They also played dodgeball, which I was a fan of.
Oh,
I kind of enjoyed it.
Did you see Mitchell Trubinsky get eliminated in like 1.5 seconds?
1 second. You didn't know that you need to watch a movie. Watch dodgeball. You run up there, they're going to throw it at you as soon as you back out of that line.
Watch some film, dude. Come on.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm buying the dodgeball thing. That's just, it's a little much for me.
Did you see when it was the whole AFC versus Saquon, and Saquon literally dodged about 20 balls before he finally got hit?
Yeah, you can't fucking tackle the guy, let alone hit him with a dodgeball.
The one thing I did love is watching Kyle Williams, because he reminds me of me, just a little chubby guy, a bald guy with a beard wearing a freaking bucket hat out there. I was like, love that.
Living the dream. Not too much sun, though. Got to stay sharp.
He's retired after this year. We're going to miss him.
Yeah, he had a good career, and I'm happy for him at the Pro Bowl. But how about the next day, fucking Sunday? It's pouring at the game, dude. How miserable would that be?
Worthless. And these guys, back to, like, trying. It is literally just a mockery of the game. And they admit it. The players admit it.
Well, dude, they play fucking thud now, man. They don't even tackle anybody. It's all uppers.
No, and it's not even thud. Thud, at least you, like, pop them. But these guys just fall to the ground. And I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, then we had Saquon playing defensive end, Jalen Ramsey catching touchdowns. Guys are all over the place.
Melvin Ingram had a couple runs for the AFC. I was just like, the thing that annoyed me was I saw a picture at the end, and they're like, there's a picture of Mahomes, and he tweeted, and he was like, people said we had the worst draft class. And I'm looking, and it's Mahomes, Trubisky, and Deshaun Watson. And I'm like, okay, Mahomes, you won one game in the playoffs. Trubisky's 0-1 in the playoffs. And Watson's 0-1 in the playoffs. Why don't we give it a little time before you start making
That's why you're at the Pro Bowl, assholes, and not playing next week.
The Pro Bowl's like, okay, well.
What'd Brady say? I don't play this shit for fucking Pro Bowls.
Tom Brady's supposed to be in it. Fucking Drew Brees is supposed to be in it. So, Mitch, you're out. Mahomes, yeah, you're going to win MVP next week. So, maybe you. But everyone was saying he was probably the best one out of that draft class.
Right, and to cap out what was a stellar performance on the field, our man Jason Witten had a stellar performance yet again off the field. Did you see his 2 flubs that he had?
No, what did he say?
Oh, my God, dude. Mahomes threw a fucking touchdown pass to Eric Ebron. Witten's announcing, and he goes, well, Ebron's been his guy all year, so that's no surprise.
Who could he have been thinking of?
Dude, Andrew Luck looks nothing like Patrick Mahomes. And Travis Kelce looks nothing like Eric Ebron. And then after the game, he's giving the MVP trophy to Mahomes and the co-MVP, who I can't remember right now, but he tries to lift it up by the top part of the trophy. The fucking top part pops off, dislocates from the bottom part, and they're all staring at it like, holy fuck, dude. He slides it back on, and he's like, oh, here you go. Lift from the bottom, boys.
And then what does the MVP get? A Hyundai Genesis?
Yeah, dude, a fucking Hyundai. Here you go, boys. Get at him.
A car a mom picks up her kids from fucking soccer practice?
Yeah, this is for your wife.
Yeah, when their wives are probably driving fucking Ferraris.
Yeah, right? Big-ass Hummers and shit.
Whit needs to look himself in the mirror when he gets home and just be like, oh, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
You know what Phil told me on the drive to our birthday party? Phil wants Witten to be the OC for the Cowboys.
Oh, there you go.
I go, he doesn't even know who the fuck his players are.
He doesn't even know the rule for kickoff in college, so.
Exactly.
But thank God we got one more game that matters on this schedule left, man. Only one more football game.
Oh, man, and I have some very juicy prop bets for you.
Show me the money. That's it, brother, but you got to yell that shit. Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money.
Oh, gotta love Jerry.
Show me the money, baby. Let's go. Time to win some cash.
Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. How many plays will Tony Romo correctly predict during the game? Over, under, 7.5.
Ooh, God, that's high. Under. Man.
Under?
7.5, dude? What do you get? 3 or 4, right, in the AFC Championship? And people are like, it's the best game ever called? 7's fucking hard, man. I don't even know if he takes 7 attempts.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well. That is very high.
And I'm rooting for Tony. Don't get me wrong. I hope it's the over because that's fucking awesome if he does. But I think the under is the money there.
Tony's the person I'm rooting for on Sunday. Okay, so we all know about Ted Rath, the guy that is assigned to be holding back Sean McVay. How many times will he be mentioned? Over, under, 3.5.
Oh, God, 3.5. I think that's high, too. I'm thinking 2 or 3 is the sweet spot. So 4 would be, if I see him 4 times, I'm going to say, okay, get this fucker off the screen.
Well, here's my question. Is it including the preliminary stuff, like before they're talking about the game in the beginning.
No, and it can't be live just in a screen. It's got to be zoomed in going, hey, here's the get back coach everybody loved this week. Check him out in action.
If there's a wild play that happens, I can see Tony just saying in the middle of the broadcast, "Oh, is Ted holding back, Sean?"
Throwing to him 4 times.
I'm going to go over because I can see Tony doing that.
There you go.
A wild play.
I'm going under. I like it.
So speaking of Sean McVay's age, how many times do you think that is mentioned?
Oh, his age. Oh, God. I don't know. What's the over-under?
1.5.
Over. Hammer that. Over. It's the story of the week.
I think you need to go get your Thor hammer and just start hammering the shit out of that one.
Take the over, baby. That's easy money.
That one is definitely over.
The 1.5 and 3.5 from the last question should be flipped, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. So I know you have a little background on this one, so I want you to come in. Gladys Knight, she's performing the national anthem. Over under is 1:47.
Yeah, so she sang it once before. This is her second time singing the anthem, and after doing some research, it was 20 years ago. It was a long time ago, and she was at 141 back then. So they've added 6 seconds to her performance. So the question is she in 20 years of age going to add an additional 6 seconds to her previous rendition? I say the over. I'm going over, even though another tidbit for you is 9 out of the last 12 anthems have actually hit the under.
Really?
Yeah. Pink sang it last year. She was under. Luke Bryant, Lady Gaga, Renee Fleming, Alicia Keys, Kelly Clarkson. Dude, Kelly Clarkson pumped it out in 1:34, one of the quickest ones. So, I don't know, man. I'm taking the over just based on the number, but the under has been where the money is.
I'm going to go under. She did it 141 before. She's a little older. Not as much air in those pipes.
There you go.
Going under.
That's one way to look at it. I think she's going to take longer to breathe. She's going to take longer to inhale.
No, I'm going under.
I like it. I'll go over.
Now, speaking of her rendition, will any scoring drive, either Rams or Patriots, take less time than her anthem?
Oh, my God. Yes, dude. If it's...
Yes is -110. No is -130.
Yeah, you got to take yes. I mean, 145, if it's over under right around it, dude, that's a 2-minute drill. You're telling me nobody's going to go down and kick a field goal in 1 minute, or the Rams aren't going to hit a big play for a scoring drive in 1.5 minutes, dude? They're up tempo. So that's an automatic, in my opinion, man. That's a no-brainer. Take that one for sure.
Yeah, I think if they would have put this in, like, the first quarter or something like that, I think Brady gets the ball with 50 seconds left. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to score.
Fucking Brady went down, and then Mahomes came back down and scored, and then the Saints scored, and then the Rams came back down and scored. It happened in both games last weekend.
Yeah, I'm going yes as well. Now we could both be wrong, and we'll just go fuck ourselves.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Our president of the United States, Donald Trump, loves his Twitter. How many times does Trump tweet on February 3rd? Over under 6.
Going under. 6 is high, man. I mean, I know he's got those fucking fast fingers, but that's a lot of tweets.
I'm going over. He's going to definitely hammer it. He loves the fact that Belichick and Robert Kraft love him. He's going over. He'll go over if the Patriots win.
It's unbelievable that that's even a prop bet, though, right?
I know. I saw another one, and it was like, will he be at the game? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, no way, right? But he may tweet about it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go over 6. I think he'll definitely go over 6 there. One of our favorites, common prop bets that people love to bet on. I'm going to give you the 6 colors of Gatorade. You tell me which one you think's most likely.
It's going to be water. No.
Yeah, that is one of them.
Is it one of them?
Yeah, I have that. Yellow is plus 225. Orange plus 300. Blue plus 375. Red plus 400. Water or clear Gatorade plus 400, and my favorite flavor, purple plus 1,000.
The underdog purple. I love it. I think the money's on orange or water. That's where you're going to win, baby.
Give me one.
I'll go orange.
Good call. I'm going to go out of the box and go blue. Place your freeze. And the last one.
Here we go. Wrap it up, baby.
the wives' favorite part of watching the Super Bowl. Every woman loves it. How many commercials will run during the Super Bowl? Over under 96.
Holy shit. I have no idea. How
Well,
many
it's a yes or
commercials?
no.
How many run
Over
each
under.
time out? 4 each time out? 5, right? Was that 20 timeouts? Over, baby. I'm taking the over, and I'm fucking confident in it. Okay, Pags? Hammer
I'm
the
going
over.
under. And I have nothing to back it up other than just being opposite of you.
Fuck you, Pags. It's over, baby.
I'm going under. Oh, God. Those freaking commercials drive me nuts. But hopefully they get better. Last year, I couldn't tell you one single commercial last year because I was so
Dude.
locked in.
Well, that was the problem last year is you didn't know when to piss, during the game or the commercials. So you had to go during the commercials. But this year I'm going during the game. So we're definitely going to have to talk about which commercial we like best and least on the episode after the Super Bowl for sure.
Well, remember last year when it blacked out and you yelled at me that my TV was broken?
Yeah,
and
that was your fault for sure. That was absolutely your fault.
Well, it's because earlier I had it linked to my phone and actually pulled up my YouTube, and my YouTube came up on my TV during the game. I was like,
your
oh,
fat
shit,
ass
I already
sitting on your
failed.
phone. Come on.
I already failed.
Oh, man. But anyway, no, those are some great bets, Pags. Appreciate you looking those up. We're going to share those on our Instagram throughout the week to get the listeners' point of view, and we're going to keep score here, keep tabs on who made some money. The listeners, me, or Pags, who had the best weekend. After next weekend, we'll let you guys know, but I think that's going to be fun to kind of see who had the most correct.
Yeah, and I think instead of just pumping out all of them at once, I'll kind of put a couple bets per day, and then we'll add them all up, and then on Friday we'll kind of get our listeners' view on it, and then stick to ours, and then we'll review it all after the game, see who was right and who was wrong. But on other news, so we are going to start implementing a new way for you guys to interact with us. Whenever we cut to a segment, whenever we cut to a interview, we normally play the Keep That Funk Alive. Now we're going to start implementing movie one-liners, and we're going to ask you guys every week, put in our social media, give us some of your favorite one-liners. If it's funny, if it's serious, whatever, your favorite ones, give them to us, and we'll start putting some of those in our shows.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So we definitely want your guys' input. If we don't get any, we're going to pick our own, and you guys are fucking stuck with it. So how about that?
And you're going to have to listen to ours because we have some really good ones.
Exactly. So, but also for this Friday's episode, I'm going to be working to get one of my old college roommates on the show, Will Rackley, who played 3 seasons with the Jacksonville Jaguars and 1 season in Baltimore, was a 3rd-round pick for the Jaguars in 2011. We're going to get his take on the Super Bowl and his experience from the playoffs in years past and playing in London every year with the Jaguars and go through some of his insights in his career, and he'll take us behind the scenes. And I think you guys are really going to like that conversation right before the Super Bowl, right before the big game.
Yeah, I mean, Will has some really good insight and everything, and he's an awesome dude. I'm really excited to get him on the show.
Yeah, so let us know if you want us to ask him any questions, any exact questions. We'll ask him and get his feedback. I think you guys are going to like that interview, and as always, we appreciate you listening.
And guys, make sure you get on our social medias at 2Close2Call cast.
The number 2, both times.
Number 2. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook page. We're loving all the interaction we're getting with you guys. We're trying to put out more content. We're going to continue to put out more content as we go. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're looking forward to having you guys listen to us again on Friday.
Enjoy the week out there, everybody.
All right, guys.
Peace.